Alright, so today we are going to be looking at the functions of the components of plant and animal cells. The functions of the components of plant and animal cells. Now, the first thing we'll take a look at is cell structure and functions. Now, cells are important elements of living. Okay, every living organism is composed of cells. Every living organisms, both plant, animals, plant and animals, they are composed of cells. Now, a cell is a basic structural and functional unit of living organisms. This is the definition of a cell. A basic structural and functional unit of living organisms. Now we're going to take a look at the parts of the cell. The parts of the cell. Now these are the parts of the cells. The first one, we have a cell membrane. Cell membrane. Before we go to cell membrane, I'm going to be showing you can see the diagram of the part of the cell. That is the diagram of a plant cell. Can you see that? Yeah. And also we're going into the next one, which is the diagram of the animal cell. Yeah, this is the diagram of the animal cell. Okay, back to the part of the cell. We have cell membrane. Cell membrane, it is a semi-permeable barrier. It's like a thin line. It allows few molecules to pass across it. Okay, it allows few molecules across it and fences the majority of organically produced chemicals inside the cell. It is a semi-permeable barrier, that is a thin line that only allows few molecules to pass across it, and the rest of it fences it. Okay, it fences it so that molecules will stay inside the cell. It offers shape and rigidity to the cell. It offers shape and rigidity to the cell. Now, cell wall is an outer thick layer that surrounds the cell membrane for protection. Cell wall is an outer thick layer that surrounds the cell membrane for protection. So cell wall is the outer layer of the cell membrane. So it's like, just like normally in life we have buildings where there are fences. So cell wall is like a fence that protects the cell membrane. Now the second one, we have a cytoplasm. Cytoplasm, it is a jelly-like substance in the nucleus and the cell membrane. It is a jelly-like substance in the nucleus and also in the cell membrane. Many other components of the cell can be found in the cell membrane, like mitochondria, Golgi bodies, and ribosomes. All these are located in the cell membrane of the cell. So many other components of the cell can be found in the cell cytoplasm, like mitochondria, Golgi bodies, and ribosomes. In the cell cytoplasm, like mitochondria, Golgi bodies, and ribosomes, all these are located in the cytoplasm. Now we have the nucleus. The nucleus is the most important component of the living cell. The nucleus is the most important component of the living cell. It works as the control center. Emphasis on control center of the activities in the cell. It is like the control center where everything starts happening from. That is why it's the most important. Now take note that the entire component of a living cell is called protoplasm. Protoplasm is the entire component of a living cell. Summarizing everything that a cell is comprised of, it is called protoplasm. And protoplasm is called the living substance of the cell. It is the one that is composed of every component that is in the cell, and it is called the living substance of the cell. Now, functions of a cell. Functions of a cell. The first thing is to provide structural support. That is, you can say structure and support. 2, it is responsible for the growth of the organism. You can call that growth. It is responsible for the growth of the organism. Third one is transport. Cells import the nutrients that are used in the different chemical process which takes place inside them. It's a transporter. Cell transports all the nutrients that the organism use for chemical process. Now the fourth one is energy production. Energy production. Organisms need energy, of course, to perform different chemical reactions. Energy cannot be overemphasized, so it is needed in organisms to perform other chemical reactions. The fifth one is metabolism. In metabolism, cells are responsible for metabolism. That includes all the chemical reactions. Metabolism is the chemical reactions, breaking down of chemical reactions. Okay, remember we did that's where we did anabolism and metabolism, catabolism and anabolism. So now cells are responsible for metabolism, that includes all the chemical reactions, both the ones that is gotten from the external part and the one that comes from the soil, from the organism. Now the sixth one is reproduction. A cell helps in reproduction by the process of mitosis and meiosis. A cell helps in reproduction by the process of mitosis and meiosis. Mitosis and meiosis. Now, you might want to say, what is mitosis? Mitosis is a type of cell division that results in two daughter cells that are genetically identical to the parent cells. Now, let's say this is a parent cell, and these two are mitosis, are daughter cells, which is mitosis. They are both identical to the parent cell. So when you see two daughter cells being identical to the mother, which is the parent cell, that is mitosis is taking place, gotten from the external part and the one that comes from the soil, from the organism. Now the sixth one is reproduction. A cell helps in reproduction by the process of mitosis and meiosis. A cell helps in reproduction by the process of mitosis and meiosis. Mitosis and meiosis. Now, you might want to say, what is mitosis? Mitosis is a type of cell division that results in two daughter cells that are genetically identical to the parent cells. Now, let's say this is a parent cell, and these two are mitosis, are daughter cells, which is mitosis. They are both identical to the parent cell. So when you see two daughter cells being identical to the mother, which is the parent cell, that is mitosis is taking place. But in terms of meiosis, is a type of cell division that results in four daughter cells that are genetically unique and contain half the number of chromosomes as the parent cell. Now, let's say this is the mother's parent cell. This one has four daughter cells. Now, these four daughter cells are not necessarily identical as that of the mother cell, but what makes them stand out is that they are all unique genetically. But then, even though they are unique genetically, they have half of the number of chromosomes that the parent cell has. They have half the number of chromosomes that the mother has. So that is what differentiates mitosis from meiosis. Now the assignment is study the differences between plant and animal cells. Study the differences between plant and animal cells.